Hello, my name is Carol Fielding. I'm the worker co-chair of the Joint Health and Safety Committee here at Perfecta Print. I've been asked to present the story of a real accident and its investigation. First, I should stress that accidents can be prevented, and that's our primary goal as health and safety activists. When an accident does happen, our job is to establish the causes and propose solutions to prevent further injuries. That's what happened here just a few months ago.
Hello? Oh, hi, Eddie. Oh, man, that's a drag. You picked a bad day to be sick. We've got a really big job. Has to be off press in about 9 hours. Yeah. Anyway, we'll figure it out. Okay, bye. Adam, Eddie just called in sick. He's got the flu. But we have to finish this job today, and we're way behind. Can you work another 4 hours?
Yeah, I guess so. This ink's been killing me all night, though. I'm zoned.
Great. Thanks. I knew I could count on you.
Adam, another hickey. Take a look. That blasted ink again.
Right. Yeah, here's another one. Been driving me crazy all night. That day's gonna be working overtime. Maybe I'll take care of it.
Adam?
Oh!
Carol Fielding.
Carol, Adam got his hand caught in the full color.
Oh no, I'll be right there. Someone on the 4-color just got hurt.
My hand got caught in the rollers.
Sam, get him to the hospital as fast as you can. And drive safely.
What happened?
Adam just got his hand caught in the ink rollers. Sam's taking him to hospital. Fred, how did it happen?
I think the roller grabbed his thumb and pulled his hand in.
Well, we better get this mess cleaned up. And clean the press. We got a job to get out.
Whoa, wait a minute. Dave, that's exactly what we can't do. This is a critical injury. Adam's hand and arm were crushed.
But Carol...
Listen, Dave, you and I chair the joint committee together. You know as well as I do we have to investigate this accident, and everything stays like it is until we've checked it out.
But Carol, it's obvious what happened here. Adam screwed up. Now I've got to notify the ministry inspector and produce a report.
There's more to it than that, and you know it. We've got to examine the equipment and talk to the workers. We can't move or touch anything until we report back to the inspector. It's up to him to decide when you put the press back in operation.
Show me what happened here.
When I got back to my desk in the pre-press room, I was really shaky. It was my first critical injury, and I knew I was in for a rough ride. First thing I did was grab the green book and my manual on investigations and reporting. It confirmed what I had learned in training. After an accident, the site has to be secured and everything kept intact until a full investigation is conducted. Then I called the Ministry of Labour and was hooked up with an inspector. He had already told Dave that there was no way the press could be cleaned up and restarted. He asked some questions about guards and our accident record, and whether or not any worker had refused to work on that press. At that point, I had more questions than answers. There was no time to lose, so I found some barrier tape and got to work.
So, what it comes down to is the job was slow all night because bad ink was causing a bunch of hickeys. And when I came in at 8, Dave was hyper. Because he figured we were 3 hours behind. So we were in a rush.
It sounds like you think it was your fault and Adam's for rushing.
I guess, partly. But the big thing, Carol, is there are no guards on the middle rollers. Did you know, 2 months ago, when we were cleaning the press after a job, Sam lost his rubber glove through the rollers.
You're kidding. Nobody told me.
Well, I told Dave. He did say he would look into installing a guard, but he wanted to talk to maintenance first about a removable guard that would not slow down production. I meant to mention it to you, but actually you were away.
This isn't the first time I've been the last to know.
It's light.
I'll do what I can.
Great.
You know, this is a real mess we got in our hands.
Considering what just happened to Adam, I think that's a rather poor choice of words.
Yeah, you're right. But Jim's really worried. The agency on the poster job's threatening to take it somewhere else if we can't get the presses moving.
That's up to the ministry. I'm just following the guidelines and the law.
So anyway, how's Adam?
Sam says that Adam's hand and lower arm are shattered, and he doesn't have any feeling in these 3 fingers.
Oh man, that's terrible. He could be off for weeks.
For months, Dave. Months. Now look, you and I both have to prepare reports for the ministry, and I have to prepare a report for the Joint Committee. What I need to investigate is bad ink, the cleaning process, and guards.
Guards?
Yes. Like, when did you first get complaints and suggestions that guards be installed on the middle rollers?
Maybe a month ago. I asked maintenance, but they couldn't figure out how to do it without disrupting production. They're still looking at it, but they didn't get back to me. Besides, that press is going steady for the last 2 months. No way I could shut it down.
It sounds like the issue here is priorities. Safety versus production. And you're supposed to be co-chair of the Joint Health and Safety Committee. I will get back to you. Over the next few days, I talked and talked some more. But most of all, I listened full. I found another machine where the lack of a guard had been noted, then ignored.
This press, you see, this is an old press, right?
Yeah.
The motor has no guard on this press.
Oh yeah, I see that.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
That's why you have to be careful with moving your hands here.
Yeah. But we could probably put a guard on there. Would that be a good idea?
Yeah.
Yeah. I got a stream of complaints about constant changes, lack of procedures, and pressure to produce. People are stressed out. They keep getting memos about quality and efficiency, but not much at all about health and safety. And then I had a visit with Adam. So how are you? How's your hand and arm?
Me, I'm okay. My hand and arm, so-so. I don't have any feeling in 3 fingers. And my arm's broken in 2 places, but and Doc says it'll heal up.
Tell me, what do you think happened?
I was tired, that's for sure. The ink had been giving me problems all night. Someone called my name just as I was cleaning the crud off the rollers, and bingo.
Did anybody tell you not to clear the rollers when the press is in operation?
I think Fred mentioned it. He was worried, but we can't shut down the press every time. They would be on our backs like crazy.
What about training? You've been here for about a year, right?
Yeah, year next month.
How much training did you get on health and safety?
Not much, a couple hours. We did a little bit on lockout procedures, but we don't lock out just to clean up ink problems.
Okay, what were you told specifically about cleaning the rollers?
Nothing, really. Sam once said if you're going to do that, you better be careful.
Well, the way I see it, Adam, we have to find new and safer ways. What about the ink gumming up the works?
That red ink's been giving us problems for a couple of months. We complained. I know that Dave was looking into a new supplier.
Yeah, right. And you're left with the problem.
There are removable guards, and I don't
We wanted to get to the bottom of the guard issue, so we examined the press with Jerry, the head of maintenance. He had talked briefly with Dave about a guard for the middle rollers, but the whole idea was pushed to the back burner when they realized there was no way they could avoid stopping the press to clean the rollers. So Fred and I figured, let's go to the source. We visited a distributor who imports and services large presses. Within 5 minutes, it was obvious that new presses are very well guarded in comparison with our old clunker, which is almost 15 years old. Ricardo, what have other companies done who have the old four-color sheet fed?
Well, I would guess that more than half of them have installed guards. Here, take a look. We designed a retrofit around 10 years ago.
So do operators have to shut down to clean the ink rollers?
Oh, yeah, it's the only safe way. They put it in inch mode and then work fast to clear the debris before the ink hardens.
Interesting. So there are options.
You bet. Take a look here.
It was like being out in my garden. The more I dug, the more roots I exposed. 6 days after the accident, the ministry inspector was hanging tough. No guard on the press, no startup. Dave and Jim submitted their report and moved work to other presses. They wanted to know what recommendations we were going to present, and for once I felt that they were receptive to our ideas. We sent the report in advance to the Joint Health and Safety
Okay, looks
Committee,
good.
then we met. First of all, I think we should all remember that Adam's hand and arm were crushed. Multiple fractures, and he'll never regain full mobility. And second, this didn't have to happen. This was not an accident in the sense of something random and uncontrollable. Yes, his hand slipped. But beyond that obvious fact, there were several factors in this tragic injury. Fred and I start with what we call the push-push culture. Nothing matters around here but production.
Well, that's easy to say, Carol, but to stay in business, we have to be competitive.
Of course. But let's face it, accidents like this cost the company plenty in time, money, and skilled workers.
You can say that again.
I hope I don't have to. Fred, can you talk about training and procedures?
Sure. Now, we all know that Adam got less than 2 hours of health and safety training. We have a proposal here for a minimum of 2 days. In particular, we want the Joint Committee to help to develop proper procedures and a training program for press cleaning. Also, every incident or